Good evening, people of YouTube. 5:57 p.m., 8/8/2018. Happy Wednesday, or almost Thursday. Okay. Sorry about my phone there for a second. I couldn't understand when I went to my stepdaughter's Facebook. Well, I don't see any advocacy going on by her. You would think she would be a big wheel in getting people to act more responsibly on behalf of themselves when it comes to them being in some sort of upsetting situation, bad situation. But because I know her situation wasn't what she claimed it was, it's different. I advocate a lot of things, and I was going to open up my Facebook. Hopefully it's loaded to the notes page. If it's not, I can come back to it. I have it on the notes page right here. But as you see, it's kind of slow right now. But I went on her Facebook, as I had started to say, and all I see is a cartoon figure, character, one of the, like, manga or that other one, I forget the kind of stuff that is, a cartoon, like, there's another one besides manga, but I forgot. But she has one of those characters from whichever of those two types as her profile picture. And I guess that's all fine and good. I don't use my own picture either. I have. In fact, I'll switch it out every once in a while. It just kind of depends on my mood. But every time I've gone there, that's what shows. And the only kind of posts on her Facebook are about games or gaming. Like one of them was something like somebody had loaned her, I don't know, something for Farm. Yeah, one of those. So she really doesn't use it like my contacts and I and other people use it, to be informative and get different messages across and so on and so forth to help other people and help ourselves. I mean, there used to be a saying in the program, in AA, you can't help other people until you can help yourself. And that's because you need that structure that enables you to help yourself to know more how to help other people. And I've seen it a lot of times. People will strike out wanting to help someone, but if they were given the same situation themselves to help themselves, they wouldn't be able to do it because they just don't know how. I'm sorry. It's not funny. A kind of a ha escaped me, but it's really not funny. And so here are some of the things that I have advocated for quite some time. It kind of looks like the newer ones are at the top, so I believe that's the way that'll go. And this one here, I might as well point out, this just shows the same sentence written, typed, copy and pasted 2,100 times. You see, I had no crazy rapist to report. That's what 2,100 unreported rapes looked like. That was my deal that day. Okay, false confessions is one of them. Oh, I didn't mean for that to go full blown into that. Okay. Oh, now it's going to stick me up for my time, right? And reload. Okay. But in the meanwhile, she could be advocating, all right, and that's what I have up here on the screen as the definition. And here I can even let you hear how it sounds.
Advocate.
All right, advocate. And as a verb,
advocate.
Advocate, okay. So, like for right here, an advocate of children's rights, all right. Supposedly, as a victim, all right, she has experience in that category, okay? Supposedly. But, like I've been saying, and like I'll continue to say, I'll not stop saying about her what I say, all right? She doesn't have that experience. Okay, as far as 93 to 95 go, she does not have that experience to be supportive with, to be a spokeswoman about, all right, to be a crusader, you know, or a booster. I guess she could be a booster, though, you know, from like the parade's going down the road and here are these people standing watching it, all right? From that position, she could help, right? She could champion these people's causes who had been abused, all right? She's not got anything that I can find to indicate that she does advocate for anyone. She is not an advocate. She does no advocating, at least online that I've been able to find. All right? And I use this million short, and it removes up to 1 million of Google's search results and gives the results minus up to 1 million. So you get out from under the mainstream stuff. You get out from underneath the paid ads. Okay? Alright, so far from what I found, she is not publicly recommending or supporting any sort of thing to help anyone who had been in the supposed or so-called same boat or same situation as she claimed that she was in. All right? Here are the things that I myself, if I could get it up there again, I didn't want that to go there, but it did. When I accidentally ticked it, I guess. All right? Why is she not being of some sort of use that way? You know, they say experience is the best teacher. Maybe that's why she is not out there in the world, you know, out there drumming the drum as an advocate of, for instance, rape victims, or child abuse victims, or incest victims, or survivors. I always kind of look at my own like it's a survivor thing instead of a victimship, because I don't want a crutch. I feel they have crutched this person, given her a crutch, and allow her to use what she claims, and they're only her claims because there's no concrete DNA, even though her dad, you know, threw up his hands and went guilty, whether he was or not, because he's not. But now see, I've lost my train of thought. All right? That's what's bothering me. And her husband isn't either. Because I looked at his. I looked at his YouTube. And all that's on his channel are 2 gamer type recordings that someone else uploaded to his channel. So you see, it's not even his work. Where is his advocacy? And maybe he feels like, well, we don't want any more like her, so we advocate against that. But I'm married to her. How can I say we don't want any more like her without hurting feelings? Well, they could work together. He could get her to work together. Honey, let's advocate against this type of situation. Do you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't either one have to strike out singularly. They could do, teamwork, right? So this is what's bothering me. Where is her advocacy for people who are like her, or like how she says she is? Because there's many people in this world, they're all about what they say they are, okay? They're not about what they really are. Just like with her image. Even though you could go, well, look at your image, you use what, a coffee cup? And I even had someone in chat one time that was asking me about that commune, because his daughter had left like a week before to go there to live, and he didn't want her to. And so I was talking to him and giving him all this info, and then at the end he said something about, so here I sat talking to a coffee cup, and I'm like, it took a moment. It took a moment, but I did catch on. And then I had mentioned that I'm married, because that is the stepdaughter, that would end if his and my marriage were over. That would fall off. The same as the in-laws. They would no longer be known as in-laws. That would just fall off, If I was friends with them, the friendships might continue, but that would really depend on the individuals, and I don't have a friendship with them. I haven't heard from these people in years. I think the last time I did hear from them, we lived downtown, and it was near Christmas, and one of the sisters called and asked something, or said she put something in the mail or something. I don't know. It just kind of, it's already fallen off, basically. They're not on my Facebook. My son might have them. I think he does. I don't have them. I just don't have them. The one sister got kind of cold and mean-mouthed to my mother when my mother asked why they didn't ever come down even when our first son died. And she spouted off that she would rather see John dead than to drive her mom and dad down to see us. And they did get to Missouri because his younger brother, for a time, lived over in or near Kansas City. So he's out of state now too. So anyway, that's what I would have wanted to see from that person, is for her to become some, broadly speaking, drum pounder for some cause that helps others, If you're going to go and say you're this big rape survivor, then why aren't you supportive of other people who have that same claim? So, thanks for listening.